Shalom, shalom. Anakna waha aiboya sha'ala hawalakim la dam kal shabwai baharacha wakakshal yabashmal shah. Hey, we the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the Spirit and power of Yabashmal Shah to preach to you Negroes, Latinos, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call halayim la Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Cha Kodash Wa Mashana Kabadim Zaquim Nawa Malakam Shoya Sha'ala Hazaquim Cha Gadawal Wa Chasa Wa Shalom Wa Barakim Lahaba Chaya Shah Hagawaya Sha'al Shalom. All right, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahashem, in the name Yahweh Shah, He delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel, Shalom, which means peace. All right, so just going into today's video, it's going to be Nabayaahyam shaqar. All right, and that means false prophets in the Hebrew. All right, Nabayaahyam is prophets, shaqar is false. All right, when you're going into words and what describes them, you'll put the what describes them after the word. But nevertheless, let's get into the topic. This is Jeremiah 14 and 13. Jeremiah 14 and 13. It says, Then said I, Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah power, behold, the prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you assured peace in this place. Then said the Lord, then the Lord said unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. You see, so those false prophets represent, chiefly the false Israelite camps, those with waver doctrines, and also the various other different Israelite false prophets. You see, and that can include modern day Christians, those false prophets of Islam, and doctrines as such. But let's keep going. I'm reading again. It says, Then said I, Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah power, behold, the prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you assured peace in this place. Then the Lord said unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. All right, so they push in peace, but peace isn't coming. You see, we in those times where the Lord is about to visit this place, and before the Lord destroys the place, He sends His men. You see, so we know peace is not coming, and the prophets always brought the same message. Let's go to that. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 28 and 28 and 8. It says, The prophet which prophesied the peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then the prophet 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So they always brought the same message that's being brought out today through the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and those likewise doctrines. It says, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. So those that are coming out of words of the scriptures and they come to pass, those are the true men of the Lord. You see, but let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 13, because this is not what they're not coming out giving the sheep what they need to hear. You see that they're saying peace is coming. They're saying it's not going to be any famine. It's not going to be any sword. But these things are coming down the pipe. Let me see. I'm gonna go back to verse 14. It says, Then said the Lord unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and deceit of their heart. You go into that word not, it's the Hebrew word alawal, which means worthless. So they just making up stuff that's coming out of their own mind. You see, i.e. saying it's not going to be no Jacob's trouble, or you can repent from things like the sea hip, you know, and that's off, you know, that's not correct. All right, that's coming out of the deceit of their own heart, like this verse goes into. But nevertheless, we're going to Nabayaahyam chapter 24 and verse 11. Matthew 24 and 11, it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. All right, so there's many false prophets that are rising and they're deceiving many. You know, Jake and even these other nations, you know, i.e. Christianity, but predominantly Jake. You see, Jake likes to hear things that sound smooth, and that's why Jake is being deceived. All right, and actually, let's grab that. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's why Jake is easily led astray, because they like to hear smooth things. They don't want to hear that Jacob's trouble is going to happen. They don't want to hear it's a famine. They don't want to hear it's pestilences. They don't want to hear that we're going to have to go through hardships. You know, Jake likes to be lied to. All right. And this is we're going to Luke, the 6th chapter and the 26th verse. It says, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. All right, so destruction to those that are well spoken of, you see, because if this world loves you, then it's an issue. All right, because the true men of the Lord were not loved by the world. You see, I'm going to read again. It says, woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. All right, so yeah, again, that's a problem, because that's how wicked Israelites was doing to appeal to Jake, because again, Jake liked to hear those smooth things. All right, we're going to First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. Because again, just going back to Luke 6 and 26, Jake likes to hear those smooth things, and that's what the false prophets was doing back in the time when Hamashiach was walking on the scene, you know. And even in this time now, you know, a lot of these camps with wavered doctrines, and even those amongst the so-called Christians, you know, they like to tell Jake smooth things, even when a lot of them know the truth. You know, they would rather tell Jake lies to further push their enterprise, you know, so they can live comfortable in Babylon. You see, this is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. You see, and that's what went on in the Greek captivity, where wicked Israelites had sold out and preferred to be in league with Esau and the heathen, versus like serving the Lord in sincerity. All right, and it's the same now. You see, with the camps selling out, getting these 501c3s because they want to be comfortable in this society. You see, but the Lord said that he was going to visit those that will settle on their lease, basically going to those that settled on their watch and got comfortable. You see, yeah, basically going into those that sold out, you know, because they want to forward their enterprise, and they truly don't care about the sheep. You know, they're only worried about feeding themselves, you know. And this is John Yakanan, First Yakanan 4 and verse 1. First John 4 and verse 1. It's a lot. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit. All right. And beloved, going into the elect, it says, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. All right, so try the spirit. How do you try the spirit? We can go to John and 6 and verse 63. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So those that are speaking out of the spirit, those that are coming with that the way of life, the true way of life, that's not mixed with anything else, that's coming out with the pure words, unadulterated truth, those are the ones that are coming in the correct spirit. So we can go back to First Yakanan 4 and verse 1. It says, beloved, the elect, believe not every spirit. Don't just believe someone because they come in, like the scriptures say, as we can get Lord's will, they come in looking as a sheep, but inwardly they wolves. Don't believe every spirit. It says, but try the spirit, and you try the spirit, by the scriptures. Try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. So it's a lot of them, you see. And the Lord always dealt with small numbers, you see. So it's a lot of false prophets in the world, you see. So how do you filter through that? You got to filter through it with the scriptures. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 23 and 1. Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. And actually we can get Isaiah chapter 56 first. Because a lot of these false prophets can be identified by this right here. This is Yeshaya chapter 56 and verse 10. It says, Isaiah 56 and 10. It says, his watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. And that represents these false prophets, because when you're dumb, that means you're not speaking. They're not speaking out on the things that are happening currently, you see. So you got some groups that are coming out saying, oh, well, they're not really not correcting their steps, but they're not really speaking on where they misspoke in the past, you see. But rather they're trying to cover up their tracks. And, you can see through, you know what I'm saying? You can see through what they're actually saying. For instance, you had IUIC, they said that they had a doctrine. I'm not sure what the doctrine was, but it was off as far as the MOTB. But now they're saying that, oh, the MOTB is what it is, but you can repent from that. They not really coming out and giving a direct answer. They're leaving areas of ambiguousness. It says they cannot bark. You see, so they're not really doing the job of a prophet. They're not really warning. They're not watching. You see, when you have a dog, the purpose of a dog is to watch and alert you. And they're not alerting the people, not alerting the sheep. It says sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. They really like it here. You see, they're comfortable in this society. They only push forth their agendas. Because going back to the previous verses that we just got, they're pushing the deceit of their own hearts. You see, because again, they are comfortable, and they don't really care about the sheep. It says, verse 10, yet they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. See, and they're only looking out for themselves. They only care about themselves. They don't care about the sheeps. You see, they're only looking to push forth their enterprise in captivity. Where we came here as a punishment. He wasn't meant to stay here. This place is polluted. It's defiled. but they got comfortable. They settled on their leads. But we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 23. Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. It says, "Woe unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah." And the word woe is awayah. You go into this word woe. It's like it's hawayah. All right. Which means let's see. Well, woe means destruction. Yeah, woe means destruction. It also goes into misery. But it says, "Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, yea, have scattered my flock and driven them away, have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord." You see, so destruction to those false prophets that are truly destroying the people. They're not really giving the people what they need to hear. They're pushing forth peace and prosperity. All right, when peace and prosperity is not coming until after Jacob's trouble. It says, verse 2, "Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them." So they didn't visit them with, what they needed to hear, with the true doctrine, the unadulterated truth. "I will visit upon you." This is, "Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord." So the Lord said that he will reward a man according to his ways, you see. And those that have did evil or wickedness, you see, they're going to be rewarded for that wickedness that they did, you see. All right, we're going to Yahazak Allah, which is Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 13. And we're going to start at verse 2. It says, "Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, Hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, power. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing." Let's get this in the NLT. It says, "This is what the sovereign Lord says. What sorrow awaits the false prophets who are following their own imaginations." So things that they imagine in their own minds, what they want to come to pass, not what the Lord actually has sent. It says, "and have seen nothing at all." So they're not truly seeing anything. They're just coming out of what they got in their mind. You see, they're only worried about what pertains to them. It says, "O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert." Okay, and when you think about a fox, they're real sly, they're real slick. All right, and the false prophets is slick, and with them, they understand that Jake likes the smooth things. They understand that Jake likes the things that appeal to the world. So they try to appeal to the world so that they can push forth their enterprise. And that's that treacherousness, that slickness that they use to scatter the flock. You see, it says, "Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge of the house of Israel to stand in the day of battle, to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord." So they're not truly giving them the sheep what they need to hear. They're only telling them smooth things. They're not really telling Israel what they need. You see, they're not giving them the whole truth. They're not allowing Israel to be equipped with Ephesians chapter 6. But let's keep going. It says, "They have seen vanity, lying divination, saying the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination, whereas ye say, the Lord saith, albeit I have not spoken?" It says, "Can your visions be anything but false if you claim this message is from the Lord when I have not even spoken to you?" So that the Lord haven't even spoken to him again, because they speaking out of their own mouth. It says, wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua power, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore behold, I am against you, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua power. So the Lord is against these false prophets. You see, because they're lying. All right, those that push that feminism in their doctrine, those that include westernization into their doctrine to appeal to Jake, and then to keep their 501c3 alive. They don't push the full truth. It says, and mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. All right, so they're gonna be punished for their doings. You see, they're gonna be amongst the 2/3 if they don't repent. This is because they have seduced my people. See, Jake like to hear those smooth things. You see, and that's how the false prophets was able to seduce Jake, because they told him them smooth things. It says, they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar, saying unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall, there shall be an overflowing shower, and yea, great hailstones shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. It says, damn, it's a lot. I'm gonna read verse 12 again, or verse 11. Or verse 10. Let me get it in NLT. It says, this will happen because these evil prophets deceive my people, saying all is peaceful when there is no peace at all. It's as if the people have built a flimsy wall, and these prophets are trying to reinforce it by covering it with whitewash. So basically, they selling them a false sense of protection. You see, but the true protection is the true unadulterated scriptures. Not trimming the doctrine. You see, it says, say unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. You see, it's going to fall. If it's not, the Lord say that if the Lord isn't in that house, or the Lord doesn't build it, then it'll be swiftly destroyed. You see, so not giving the true truth is that wall's going to fall. It's not going to be a true sense of security. It says, there shall be an overflowing shower, and yea, great hailstone shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, where is the daubing wherewith ye have daubed it? I'm curious what this says too. On the NLT, it says, and when the wall falls, the people will cry out, what happened to your whitewash? Yeah, because what happened to it? Because it was full of lies. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shall power, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury. There shall be an overflowing shower in mine anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. So it's going to be destroyed. You see, all even though they try to cover up their lies and things as such, that's going to be destroyed. If you're not coming out of the scriptures in truth and sincerity, your enterprise is going to be destroyed. All right. But this is Mattathiah, chapter 7. I'm going to go here first. This is Zechariah 13:7. It says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd. Yeah. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. And I will turn mine hand upon the little ones, you see, because it's elect members amongst those other camps. You see, like, for instance, IUIC, ICPK, Sakari, HOI, WFI, GOCC, they're going off currently, you see, because they got those wicked leaders above them, you see. But when the Lord takes those leaders out, you see, they don't repent. They're going to go to the truth, you know. But let's keep going. This is Matthew 7 and verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing. So they come to you looking as if they wanted the Lord's anointed. You see, it says, but inwardly they are ravening wolves, because again, going back to the previous verses, they only care about their enterprise and what they got in their mind, their own imaginations and their own lying divinations. You see, they only want to be, they only care about themselves, you know. It says, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. So you'll know a false prophet about their works. You see their doctrine, how they carry themselves, and their subordinates. You see. But we're going to Jeremiah chapter 23, back to Jeremiah 23, and verse 26. It says 26. It says, how long this be in the heart of, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yeah, they are prophets of deceit, of the deceit of their own heart. All right, so how long is this going to continue on? You see, and the Lord is posing a question. You see, because the men of great millstone started from the apostles and elders on down to the brothers, and those of likewise doctrine, rebuke those that are speaking vanities, lies, and false doctrine. You see, so how long is this going to continue? All right. It says, yeah, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. You see, so it says, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor. You see, and they cause the Lord's people to forget his name, because one example is a lot of these camps camps and amongst Christianity and Islam, just the false prophets of Israel, they don't really push the Lord's name like that. And then for two, they don't push the Lord's name. And then I'm gonna get in the NLT, because what comes with the name comes a reputation. You see, so it says, by telling these false dreams, they are trying to get my people to forget me, just as their ancestors did by worshiping the idols of Baal. So let me see. All right, yeah. So it says, by telling these false dreams, they are trying to get my people to forget me. All right. So the Lord has a reputation, you see. I'm actually going to name right here, because that comes with the reputation. It says, name, reputation, fame, glory, the name as designation of the Most High, memorial, monument. So if you're not pushing the truth and sincerity and totality, it's not going to push the reputation that the Lord is known for. All right. And that's not what a lot of these camps and off doctrines push. All right, and going to verse 34, because this is going to be the fate of those that are in that spirit. It says, and as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say the burden of the Lord, I will even punish that man and his house. You see, so punishment, destruction, woe, and woes are coming to those that don't want to repent and come up out of that lifestyle. You see, but Lord's will that was edifying. Call her Layim La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kakdash. A double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that told me this truth and rule well. A much respect to you brothers out there pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.